It's I think the mindset sets you apart, and that's what I try to tell the kids coming through now, is that
sometimes it was really bad. I'd rather give the food to the kids than give it to myself. Sometimes I didn't get anything to eat, and they'd ask me if you had yours, and I'll say, yeah, but I didn't. Sometimes we didn't even have a loaf of bread in the house. It's embarrassing to say, but we didn't.
all them little struggles and sacrifices that you made, it helps you appreciate everything like 10 times more. So I don't see it as a weakness, because I think in sport you have to have something behind you that's pushing you. When you come from a place of struggle and a place of pain, a lot of the time it switches and it becomes your drive and motivation. I was always one to try and get, especially schoolwork, because I didn't really enjoy it. I wanted to get it done as soon as possible, and because you're being taken out of school to play football, then you're behind in school, so you have to go back and do more hours. It was difficult to get my head around back playing now. So,
is it difficult being a Manchester United player, dealing with the expectation and the enormous pressure that comes with being with an enormous football club?
No, I think when you sign for the club, that's what you sign up to. 9 times out of 10 players understand that, because it's not a normal club, and it never will be, so the pressure's always going to be there. But for me, it's how you deal with it.
How do you deal with it?
Usually it's just mentally. If you deal with it mentally, then you'll be fine. If you lose a game, I'd say in the past you can be too down. And if you win a game, you can be too high, but it's not the way to do it. On the pitch, we just make sure that we're working hard and we're improving, because 9 times out of 10, if you're improving, you'll be picking up points.
Your targets, what are they this season, first and foremost?
I think for me, this year it's about the end product. It's about goals and assists.
Yeah.
And
you want to improve your goal scoring ratio.
Yeah.
I mean, for a young man, it's certainly reasonable, but you want to get it right up there to
exactly.
Alongside the likes of Sterling and Kane and people like
that's
that.
That's
do you think you can do that?
I mean, they set the example, and for me, I believe if I get the opportunities, then I can do it. So if you put the team first and you play well, then I feel that the numbers they come sort of hand in hand.
Long-term ambitions?
I think long-term Premier League's obviously a big one, and for this club, Champions League's a huge ambition.
Have you got used to the scrutiny? As I said, you brought the store to a kind of standstill this morning, but people like me analysing everything you do, every game you play, every chance you miss, every goal you score. Have you got used to that?
Yeah, I think it's part of the game now, and whichever direction the game goes in the future, there could be more of it, there could be less of it, but it's part of the game that we all love. So it's important to you just embrace it, and all these little bits add up to the when you do score a goal, all these little bits make it that little bit more special. And I think for me, you just embrace the situation that you're in. You take the good with the bad, and I'm young, so it's just about improvements. And when you get to the ages like 24, 25, 26, that's when you're going to be in your peak years, and you want to be playing your best football. So for me now, I don't want this period to be as good as you're going to see. So I just keep that in mind and just keep working hard and improving.
Whatever happens, you always have to open a new door with a positive vibe and go for it again. Whatever happens, even if you lose a couple of times, or if you have a difficult period, like in the beginning of the season,
it's tough.
Manchester United was searching for that form. How do you deal with that? With everything what comes with it,
I think the only way, for me as an individual, the only way to deal with periods like that is just go back to what you know, which is on the training pitch, and you just refocus and try and just get back down to basics.
As a striker,
I think the mindset sets you apart, and that's what I try to tell the kids coming through now, is that you work hard to get into the first team, but if you don't change, you have to change your mindset to adapt to first team football. If that doesn't change, it's impossible to stay.
Yeah, it's focus. Focus is very important. And focus on the right things. And because I had a chat years ago with a colleague of mine, and he was talking about investments and buying 50 apartments, and I was listening for 1 hour, and I'm like, this guy's boring the death out of me.
Yeah.
And then he said, Robin, what do you think? I said, I think you should work on your heading and your first touch and your shooting. Because if you do that, you will make more money than you can ever imagine.
Like everything. If that's what you want to do.
If that's what you want to do, focus on that. You know?
I think like if you do well on the pitch, everything just everything
follows.
Yeah.
Everything will
But
follow,
if you do all that stuff on the pitch, it might.
You can't live in both worlds. It's impossible. You have to make a decision and go for that, and that's it.
You were ballsy enough to take one in the last minute against PSG. You were, what, 20 then?
Yeah.
I mean, that showed enormous courage.
I wasn't that nervous at the time.